Hello and a very good afternoon to all our viewers watching this live coverage on www.thepapare.com, and this is Singer Schools Rugby League. The wait is over. What a two game we witnessed yesterday as St. Anthony's taking on St. Peter's, and St. Peter's winning by 2 points yesterday, and also a try-fest at CNFC grounds where Trinity massacred the Wesleyes, the home team, but it was a 10-try win for Trinity College. But today it's a new day under a new weather, and it's a new team where St. Joseph's versus Royal College will be kicking off in a bit. And the teams just doing their warm-ups, and also the weather condition is absolutely tailor-made today because it was not the typical weather in Sri Lanka, in Colombo. It's not hot and humid, it's pretty cool. Like I said, it's tailor-made weather conditions, and also I have joined with Sudarshana Piri. Sudarshana, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sabir, and good afternoon to all our viewers joining with us on www.thepapare.com. We are coming to you live from Royal Complex we are coming to you live from Royal Complex, as Sabir told you. Yes, Sabir, absolutely brilliant weather when it comes to weather conditions to play rugby. And it was quite warm and humid yesterday, but today it's a different story. Nice and gloomy, and the ground condition looks good as well. Plenty of grass, so we will be looking for a crack-a-lacking game. There has been a lot of talk about this game, Royal College and Joseph's College. Joseph's definitely a revamped outfit. They've revamped their coaching setup as well. So we saw yesterday where a new coach came in and influenced the team in a different aspect. We will see today how the new coaching outfit when it comes to Joseph's come into play.
Indeed, Lotte Raikabula, namely the former All Blacks sevens player, what an addition to 20 Lions team. He was absolutely brilliant, and especially the players, they were brilliant indeed. Yesterday and today's game, mind you, St. Joseph's versus Royal, what encounter they had last year. St. Joseph's were leading 24 points to 10 in the halftime, and then all of a sudden Royal, it was all Royal in the second half. St. Joseph's could have only scored 3 points from Chatura Seniratna's that penalty at Longdon Place, and the full time, what a remarkable comeback by Royal last year. It was 27 all, and I'm sure it's going to be another grudge battle. And also talking about two coaches of the team, the experienced Sanat Mart is in charge of Royal College, and of course the league winning champion last year, the Isipatana, who coached Isipatana actually, it was Nilfa Ibrahim who has taken on St. Joseph's. So two different tactical ploy could be used in this game, but it's all mouth-watering encounter. It will be, Sudarshan.
Of course, two champion coaches matching up with each other. One a veteran and the other one the latest coaching sensation in Sri Lanka, because he's won trophies in every place he's been so far. Nilfa Ibrahim will be looking to extend his quality when it comes to St. Joseph's, but well, enough has been said about the coach Sanat Mardis, because he's a coach who's been there, done that, especially at St. Peter's, Royal College, and everywhere he's been. So he will be looking to make an amend for last year's game, because 27 all wasn't a result that Royal were willing to take last year, because they had a better quality team than St. Joseph last year, if you ask me. And today it will be at Royal Complex, Sabir. Royal Complex is never an easy place to travel to, because when teams come here, it's a different atmosphere. So Royal will be looking to take that advantage. First game, home game, they will be looking to take that advantage. But this new look Joe's outfit, we'll see how they perform.
Yes, indeed, without a doubt. And don't go anywhere. Stay tuned to www.thepapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub. And we'll be taking a short commercial break, and we'll be back with the team cards.
සතුට බෙදන නම ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම සනසුම දෙන නම එය සිංහ නම මිහිර මවන නම අවස නිවන නම
පවුලට සතුට සදන සිඟ අත විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
Hi, welcome to Hope Centric Yoga. I'm your host, Hope. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe to ThePapare.com. Special thanks to Body Bar for the location and iPhone Sri Lanka for the video production. Follow me on Instagram at featherpalm_fox.
As the Saints come marching into battle for the 83rd time, the stakes are higher than ever. Can the Peterites retain the trophy, or will the Josephians win it after 9 long years? The 83rd Battle of the Saints, 3rd and 4th of March, 9 AM onwards. Catch the action live.
Hey guys, I'm Ishru, this is Natasha. We are Revolution athletes and we are the founders of Fit.lk.
So basically we're partnering with ThePapare to bring you a mini series called Workout Right with Fit.lk. We're gonna help educate you on how to get the most out of your workouts, and not only that, we're gonna motivate you through the fitness journey you're about to start. So stay tuned and get fit the right way.
The Recap, your daily sports update. Wherever you are, tune into thepapare.com at 6:30 p.m. on the dot and be updated on what happened around you.
Second ODI between Sri Lanka and Australia. Australia leading the series 1-0. The news is that Angelo Matthews has won the toss.
Hi, welcome to Hope Centric Yoga. I'm your host, Hope. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe to ThePapare.com. Special thanks to Body Bar for the location and iPhone Sri Lanka for the video production. Follow me on Instagram at featherpalm_fox.
As the Saints come marching into battle for the 83rd time, the stakes are higher than ever. Can the Peter Wrights retain the trophy, or will the Josephians win it after 9 long years? The 83rd Battle of the Saints, 3rd and 4th of March, 9 AM onward. Catch the action live.
Hey guys, I'm Isru, this is Natasha. We are Revolution athletes and we are the founders of Fit.lk.
So basically, we're partnering with ThePapare to bring you a mini series called Workout Right with Fit.lk. We're gonna help educate you on how to get the most out of your workouts, and not only that, we're gonna motivate you through the fitness journey you're about to start. So stay tuned and get fit the right way.
The Recap, your daily sports update. Wherever you are, tune into ThePapare.com at 6:30 p.m. on the dot and be updated on what happened around you.
Second ODI between Sri Lanka and Australia. Australia leading the series 1-0. The news is that Angelo Matthews has won the toss.
Hi, welcome to Hope Centric Yoga. I'm your host, Hope. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe to ThePapare.com. Special thanks to Body Bar for the location and I from Sri Lanka for the video production. Follow me on Instagram at featherpalm_fox.
As the Saints come marching into battle for the 83rd time, the stakes are higher than ever. Can the Peter Wrights retain the trophy, or will the Josephians win it after 9 long years? The 83rd Battle of the Saints, 3rd and 4th of March, 9 AM onward. Catch the action live.
Hey guys, I'm Isru, this is Natasha. We are Revolution athletes and we are the founders of Fit.lk.
So basically, we're partnering with ThePapare to bring you a mini series called Workout Right with Fit.lk. We're gonna help educate you on how to get the most out of your workouts. And not only that, we're going to motivate you through the fitness journey you're about to start. So stay tuned and get fit the right way.
The Recap, your daily sports update. Wherever you are, tune into ThePapare.com at 6:30 p.m. on the dot and be updated on what happened around you.
Second ODI between Sri Lanka and Australia. Australia leading the series 1-0. The news is that Angelo Matthews has won the toss.
Hi, welcome to Hope Centric Yoga. I'm your host, Hope. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe to ThePapare.com. Special thanks to Body Bar for the location and I from Sri Lanka for the video production. Follow me on Instagram at featherpalm_fox.
As the Saints come marching into battle for the 83rd time, the stakes are higher than ever. Can the Peter Wrights retain the trophy, or will the Josephians win it after 9 long years? The 83rd Battle of the Saints, 3rd and 4th of March, 9 AM onward. Catch the action live.
Hey guys, I'm Ishru, this is Natasha. We are Revolution athletes and we are the founders of Fit.lk.
So basically, we're partnering with ThePapare to bring you a mini series called Workout Right with Fit.lk. We're gonna help educate you on how to get the most out of your workouts, and not only that, we're gonna motivate you through the fitness journey you're about to start. So stay tuned and get fit the right way.
Once again, a very good afternoon to all our viewers joining live on www.thepapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub. But the game on your screen, that's just the conclusion of the under-18 games where St. Joseph just pulled out a victory. And we are ready for the big game, Royal versus St. Joseph's. And what a game we had witnessed today, especially Trinity versus Wesley. 10-try Trinity winning that over the Wesleyites. And also St. Anthony's versus St. Peter's at Bambalapitiya grounds. St. Peter's winning by 2 points, and Stefan Siraraja was making the most of last year's highest point scorer, missing a few penalties in the first half, maybe perhaps cost the game for St. Anthony's. But anyway, it's a brilliant performance by St. Peter's. Brave defense in that game, but also Wesley versus Trinity College game. Trinity looks a completely different unit, and thanks to their coach as well. You can't ask a better person than Lotte Rakabula, former All Black Sevens player. And today, it's another two new-looking side as St. Joseph's take on the mighty Royals. Of course, the last year it was a draw, like we mentioned, it was a thrilling draw. St. Joseph's were leading 24 points to 10 in the halftime, and it was all Royal College in the second half, where they leveled the score 27 all, and St. Joseph's just managed to put one penalty kick in that game last year. Also joining me in the commentary box, of course, none other than the former Royal captain himself, Abdullah Yusuf, captain 97, if I'm not mistaken. Abdullah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sabir. Yes, beginning of another season. I'm sure both teams will want to establish their authority at the very start. Royal, on one hand, will be quietly confident. Over the years, they have had a domination over St. Joseph's, but St. Joseph's coming back well last year to just draw the game after leading. But on the other hand, I think they have a much more experienced team this year. And it'll be interesting from another aspect as well, because the famed Royal 8 will be slightly depleted this, I think. They'll have only a couple of players from last year's pack for their services this year. So on the other hand, their three-quarter line is virtually the same line that played last year as well. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of style does Royal adopt. Will they choose to keep it tight, use their rolling maul, get into situations where they can use the maul, or will they try and vary their game a bit more, because they have a much more experienced three-quarter line this year. So I think all in all, we are in for a very good game today, and I'm sure both teams, this being the first match of the season, will want to come out victorious.
Indeed, first match is always vital. You can see the St. Joseph's in the middle with their huddle, and we have some fine names, even some players who represented Sri Lanka under-18 team in the under-18 sevens. In fact, first leg was in Malaysia and then in Hong Kong. And let's have a look at the team cards. First up, and here we go with the Royal team cards. Sudarshan.
Madhuvan and Hamza Reza. Hamza Reza was a person, the number 8 for Royal College. He managed to score 4 tries as well. And the halfback, Migara Mihisanka, haven't had a look at him, but we all know Ovi Naske, who will be the number 10. And we got Sabit Feroz and Sheniko Pereira as the wing three-quarters, with Tuleb Hassan and Janit Dilshan pairing up in the middle. Nikhil George Gunawardena, who was also playing in last year's team, will be at the back of the Royal defense. Abdullah, this is a team, this is a line that we've seen plenty times, so it will be interesting to see how the line comes into play. You did mention that. You mentioned that there isn't much experience when it comes to the forwards, but the line looks like a very experienced outfit.
Yes, that's right. Sudarshan, this year's team, I think they may have to try and alter their game plan which they have been playing over the last 3 or 4 years because they've got quite a bit of experience, as you very correctly mentioned, in the three-quarter line. But it's yet important that they get good position. For that, you need your 8 to deliver. As we have the Josephian lineup here.
Here you go, the Josephian lineup. Hansen, Viratna, Sven Muller, Tiwanka, Santosh, Hashan Salgado, Nimesh Kavind, Praveen Tagaya, Tarindu De Silva and Gihan Pereira making up their forwards, and Udesh Pereira and Chatara Seneviratna will be an interesting combination to look at. Chatara Seneviratna, as we all know, was the highest point scorer for St. Joseph's last season, also representing the Sri Lanka Under-18 Junior Sevens outfit. Vinil Fernando, the skipper for Josephians, will play a crucial part here. Then we have Samir Viranga and Kamanu Chaitya pairing up in the middle. That's an interesting combination because Kamanu Chaitya was devastated last season around. And we also got Chan Akila, who will be the open side wing three-quarter with KD Kavinda at the back of the St. Joseph line. Now, the Josephians have been a mystery line, and nothing much known about this team, Abdullah. It will be interesting to see how this newly formed outfit, especially when it comes to the coaching staff, is the first time they are working together at St. Joseph's, how they will pan out to be.
Yes, Nilufar Ibrahim has crossed the bridge and he'll be now in charge of the Josephian team. Had a very successful stint with Isipatana last year. This Josephian team will be a different outfit for him to handle. Nonetheless, they have some very experienced players, as you very correctly mentioned. I think a lot will depend on Chatara Seneviratna. He could be a key cog in this Josephian team if they can provide him with some good ball. He's got a very good boot as well. As we have a look at the replacements.
Here you go, the replacement: Mohammad Shakir, Rasis Rahamika, Rishit Fernando, Niroshan Rajapaksa, Gemanta Jawardhan, Mohammad Ifam, Dulan Gunawardhan and El Gunaratna making up the replacements for Royal College. Mohammad Shakir is a surprise bench inclusion for Royal. The St. Joseph's outfit: Gershom Tangaya, Trishan Pereira, Siobhan Gregory, Shahan Erand, John Ganegoda, Rashin Gunawardhan, Channa Ashok and Naveen De Silva making up the Royal replacements. So these two replacements are going to try and make a difference come the second half. But talking about replacements, Abdullah, yesterday it was interesting. It was very, very interesting because when it comes to the Trinity outfit, Coach Rai Kabula decided to put in the replacements with 30 minutes to go in the second half. How important is getting your bench that important match experience earlier on in the season?
Yes, generally the teams nowadays, they say it's no more 15-man game, it's a 23-man game. So the players the teams that are able to have that depth and able to bring good quality players in the second half will definitely have an advantage because you have fresh legs, the opposition will be tired, and you can exploit that. But it'll be interesting to see how many schools have that kind of depth at their disposal. Just coming back to this game, one interesting, I think, battle will be between the Royal skipper Aski and Chatara Seneviratna. Both of them are playing at 10. Aski predominantly played at fullback last season, but he's been brought in to the pivotal number 10 position. So I think that is going to be a key battle in this game because territorially, it's going to be very crucial. Both of them have very good kicking games. Chatara has a huge boot on him, while Aski may not command that kind of distance, but he can be very accurate, ball in hand and off the tee as well, as we saw in the second leg of the Bradby last year. So I think that matchup between Aski and Chatara could be a key, could very well decide the outcome of this game.
Absolutely. When it comes to territorially, both these teams will look to kick and put chases, committed chases behind those kicks because, like you mentioned, Ovin Aski has a very good boot on him. He will look, and having played at fullback in the entire last season, he will have that positional kicking and also territorial kicking back of his head. And also talking about Chatara Seneviratna, he's been a utility player for St. Joseph's, but nevertheless, he has done his kicking duties very well. So he will look to make a difference. But looking at the two teams, Abdullah, which team do you think will prefer to kick and which team do you think will prefer to have the ball with them?
Well, I think Royals' plan, going by last couple of years, at least will be to try and get into the opposition's half, get themselves into a position where they can execute that rolling maul. It'll be interesting to see whether they'll be able to employ the same tactics they did last year, because as we mentioned at the start of the program, their pack is relatively inexperienced, probably other than Hussein Bari and Hamza Reza, who are playing at hooker and 8. I think the rest of the pack is relatively inexperienced. So yet I'm sure playing at junior level, they've been playing a certain style of play. So for them to accommodate, I think adjust, I think that will be crucial. So it'll be interesting to see the game plans of both teams going forward.
Absolutely, and we have two champion coaches matching up with each other. One veteran champion coach and the other one becoming a veteran champion coach. Nilufer Ibrahim and Sanat Mahdis, of course. Josephians first to take the field as we look at Vinul Fernando leading his troops for battle for first time this season. Josephians definitely do look like slightly larger outfit when you look at the size of the players. Joes deciding to take first leaves of the grounds, and they were quick to come out and huddle out. Royal not backing down, right behind them. Clearly pumped up. It's going to be a great, absolutely thrilling affair today. Sabir, any bets?
I don't want to take any blame on me, Sudarshan, of putting any bets, but looking at the experience both the teams have, and looking at the results where they produced last year, a draw. Why not you go for a draw this year as well? But I'm sure both teams eager to win this season with a style and go forward with so much confidence, because it's just a long season, 10 weeks long, and the decider of the league could go down to the wire.
Yes, first match of the season, it's very hard to get a prediction, is it, Sabir? You don't know how these teams shape up, what kind of game plans they play. So it's a bit of a walk into the unknown, really. So let's see how the game progresses. Josephs will be kicking off.
What's going to be important here is the team that dominates the first quarter of the game, the first half of the first half, they will have a very good chance of going through and dominating the game, which Trinity did yesterday. But today, it's a different day, different stories. We will, there you go, Chatara Seneviratna kicking start in the proceedings. Managed to get it bouncing just before it goes out on the full. So Royal with the line out straight away, the forwards will organize. Royal College with the first line out of the game goes for the front man, not collected cleanly. So possession turned over. St. Joseph's now in a threatening area. Senaviratna now gives it to his fullback, Kavinda, who's tackled fiercely by the Royal defense. Advantage played, not supporting the body weight, says the referee. So Royal earned their first line out. Now it's time for them to earn the first penalty of the game.
I thought that was brilliant defense by Royal number 13, Gemunu Chetia. He read that beautifully. There was a decoy runner, but he held his line. He followed the pass, and I thought that was some brilliant work by as Aski finds some good touch. So Royal not successful with the first line out they received. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of tactics. They tried to go to number 1, but St. Joseph's read that very well and intercepted that throw. Now this is the kind of situation where they would like to execute their rolling maul, so let's see what kind of options they have at their disposal.
Josephians are going to be very mindful about the discipline around the rucks because the Innovinaski Royal have a very dangerous territorial kicker. That throw looks like a crooked one. See what it is.
That's right, Sudarshan. It's not straight, so you have the option either line out or a scrum. So St. Joseph's skipper opting that for a scrum. And looking at this, St. Joseph's shirts, it's pretty much look like the Stormers, eh?
Yes, they come up with a different design this year, hoping for a different result. But from this, the first two lineouts have been very poor from Royal. It's a foundation of their game, so it's imperative that they get that part of the game correct because so far the first one was very well intercepted by the Joes and the second one was crooked. So Royal, I'm sure, will want to correct that anomaly going ahead.
Josephians with a controlled scrum that time. Chaturu Seniviratna puts a big boot. It's a big kick, but collected very well by Nicola George that time. Good chase coming in from Josephians and pressure put in. Look at that. Plenty numbers. And they managed to turn over that ball. Very good work around the rucks by the Josephians. Chaturu Seniviratna, who's in the pocket now. Brilliant work done by Hussein Bari that time. Hamza Bari, beg your pardon, but what brilliant work, and he has put his team in the front foot. Aski now gives it out to the number 13, Janidu Delsan. Josephians managing to turn that ball over, and Chaturu Seniviratna, big kick. Doesn't find touch though. Nicola George. Royal need to settle down. They are hurrying things too much. They need to settle down and get to their own
out wide
pace.
if they can get it quickly, but they decide to go in for the breakdown, for the crash ball instead.
Aski that time making the decision to switch the sides and get it on this side. Now Bari with the ball, but good defense coming on him. That's a brilliant kick coming in from the Royalists, but Josephians opting to take the quick line out. This game is at a frantic speed earlier on. And Chaturu replies.
That is indeed a brilliant awareness, Abdullah, and also taking that immediately, knowing that Chaturu Seniviratna is the only man over there and he can put that boot. That's a good 40 to 45 meter distance.
Yes, very well read, but you'd want the wing also to anticipate that. Now, if you look at the wing, he ran towards the touchline instead of anticipating the throw in. So he knows that the throw has to go at least 5 meters. It should have been read better. So this is the third line out for Royal. The first two were unsuccessful. It's a big part of their game. Let's see whether they can execute better here.
It is going to be very important, but they lose the third line out as well. Very good work done there by Royal forward, but they've lost the ball forward. So 3 out of 3 line outs. Royal haven't managed to get that. This is not going to be very interesting signs for the forwards coach. There you go. Pressure put in by Josephians. They're reading them well. Royal will have to rectify their lineouts if they are going to make an effort.
Abdullah, I remember Hamza Reza, the number 8 who's playing today. He also did some throwings last year. So perhaps he could be the next option that coaching staff would try.
So also a bit of nerves could come into it. I'd probably give it a bit more time rather than being too much, worrying about it too much.
Now the Josephians are winning that scrum. Accidentally offside though. So Royal will receive the ball in a scrum.
Yes, both teams you can see are very tentative to start off with, making some small little errors, which you'd kind of expect it being the first match of the season. So I think it's important that the team that settles down first will tend to have an advantage. But from Royal's point of view, their line-out has been very, very poor so far, and I'm sure it's an area that will probably concern their forwards coach, Dushant Luke. But I think it's just been 3 line-outs and all 3 Royals throw-ins, but they have lost it, unfortunately.
Racing out to Aski. Aski gives it out to Dilshan. Goes crashing in. Shaki, Aski. It's given to Nicol George, who spills it like a bar of soap. Now Josephians on the charge. They can go on the counter. Vivek Rahul, the skipper now, making the ball available. Good charging by the big man Tehan Seneviratne that time for Jose. They have pods available. Opting to go to the front row again. It's Sven Muller who takes the ball in. But referee playing advantage. Hands in the ruck is the call there.
I thought that was a bit of a tough call. I thought the Royal player came in. He was not involved in the tackle. I think Bulner fell probably on the wrong side. So a bit of a tough call from Royal's part, but another opportunity for St. Joseph's to get into Royal's half and put some pressure.
Tough call for Royal, but Chatru Seneviratne making them pay. Now swings it wide. Not very cleanly collected. The pass was a little high as well. So unfortunate for Josephs. There was plenty promise in that move. And
Yes.
Royal would have been in trouble if the pass did go to the receiver's hand.
Very correct, Sudarshana, because they definitely had an overlap out wide there. If you can see, it was just the wing, just the Royal wing in defense. You can see both teams haven't got over their nerves, aren't they? It's been very, very scrappy from both sides so far. So let's hope that going forward that both teams will be able to settle down and execute their game plans with a bit more precision.
Like we mentioned earlier, the first team, whoever the first team will be to score, would settle their nerves down. Shakir now to Aski, who puts in a small chip right into the hands of the open side winger. That's a forward pass. Referee stop in play. It's quite loud here at the complex, so players might not have heard the referee's whistle there.
Yes,
that's the replay.
Yes, that's a lovely chase by Royal. They came out very well, didn't give any room. These guys like Gamunu Chetia and Kavinda from Josephs, they can be very dangerous if they're given room. So it's very important that Royal try and shut them out. Now Royal with an ideal attacking opportunity, a scrum right in the middle of the field. They have the options of going right or left. And it's generally a very difficult area to defend from, provided Royal are able to execute properly.
What I would personally suggest for Royal is to keep it tight and put some pressure onto the forwards, make a statement. But the Josephian forwards are putting plenty pressure.
It was all too easy in that scrum as Aski puts this chip into the 22, and there comes the mark by the St. Joseph's fullback. And that's a good call by Kavinda. So yet again, it's time for Josephians to come out of jail. They went into the opposite territory, Abdullah, but still they were unable to go into that red zone. They were just marginally into that, but they still could not.
Yes, as Chatura Seneviratne clears there for the Josephians. But I think you've got to give credit to the Royal defense. I thought they just came up and put a lot of pressure. The Josephians didn't seem comfortable when they had people in front of them. So that's what Royal just need to do, because they have some very dangerous three-quarters like Gamlo Chetia and Vinul Fernando out wide. So it's important that Royal just shut them down as soon as possible and not give them much room to run.
Royal with their fourth line out. They haven't been lucky with any again. That's an error that cannot be forgiven. As a line-out jumper, you can't let the ball bounce on your head, but St. Joseph's now breaking through the middle. They have a very good chance. There comes your offload. He just have 10 meters to make, but that was a desperate. Coming from Royal initially, Abdullah, because that time Maski with the mistake of finding touch. Joseph again with a chance. And now. So the course of action so far.
One thing I've seen about this Royal team so far, they have been very physical at the breakdown, as well as in defense. And that seems to be putting the Josephians on the back foot. But I think it's just important that Royals settle down. They're just trying to play probably with a bit too much width too early on. Get back to where their strengths are, which is, trying and go meter by meter rather than just spreading it too wide too early.
Definitely, that I think would be just what the doctor ordered for the Royalists. They need to keep it close. Quick work of the ball. Good pressure coming in, but managing to keep the ball behind him. Askina has support on the outside. Committed tackling from the Josephians. But Shakir succumbing to pressure coming in from the Josephians. Yes, leaves the ball.
That was some good counter-rucking by the Josephians. If you look at that, they came and they put pressure, just forcing the Royal to go on the back foot on that occasion, and that resulted in a knock-on. So now an ideal position for the Josephians to launch an attack. They have got options on right and left. So it'll be interesting to see what they have up their sleeve.
It's very important to be dominant around the contact area, and so far it has been the Josephians who've been dominant around the contact area as they go on the attack straight away. Halfback Udesha Pereira finally brought down by the Royalists, but they've been penalized straight away. Hands in the ruck, says the referee. It's a good run by Udesha Pereira, complemented by the support coming back. And Chandra Sanivaratna, it will be easy work for him. Opt for a grabber. Pressing call there by Sanivaratna. 5-meter line out. Can Josephians score through a set piece, a set ball maybe, which would be quite harsh to take for the Josephians. A set piece it is for the but Royal doing very well to counter that maul, not letting it go through their wheels, keeping it close. Jose now on the 5-meter mark, opting to keep it with their forwards. They have numbers on the outside. Senaviratna now. Long cutout pass to the skipper. Skipper gives it out. And that will be the first try. Shehan, who scored that, made easy work of that. Shehan Akila. But how about that pass from Chatura Senaviratna? Long cutout pass. He absolutely recognized where the space was and gave it out to Vinul Fernando.
And that's a brilliant work by Vinul Fernando. He didn't be selfish. If you see the previous attempt up there, they were into the opposite half. You had two, but instead that player went into contact.
Yes, I think Vinul did very well to draw the man and create some space out wide. So this is just the start Josephians would have wanted, and I think deserved as well, because Royal have only themselves to blame. Their line-out has been woeful so far. Josephians have got 2 line-outs and they have won both. As we see the conversion by Chatur Senuratna, and surprisingly it goes away.
So 5 points it will be. But Josephians have managed to draw first blood in this game, and that would settle down a lot of nerves from the boys from the Dali Road. But as for the Royalists, they absolutely need to get their set pieces right, because they've been dominated at the scrum, they've been dominated at the line out. As for the line out, they've only had themselves to blame. Finally a cleanly won line out, but they couldn't set it up, Royal. Unforced error again, but luckily knock him back. Aske with a kick. Finds straight the try scorer. He has his captain Fernando in support. And Royal will win their first penalty. Holding on is the call by the referee.
Yes, some good work at the breakdown there by the Royal Wing 3, giving that opportunity to get back into the Josephian half. I'm sure Royal will feel much better after that last line out, Sudarshana, because...
Definitely, that's why the Josephians were penalized, as you saw on the replay, holding that ball. Like I said, Royalists will be feeling much better after that earlier line out. And we see the number 8 now has taken over the throwing duties, Hamza Riza. And has no problem going to his front man. And again at the back of the line out. There you go. The driving maul in action for Royal. First time this season. Once says the referee, so they need to make use of it. Still on the move. This has been trademark stuff for the boys from Reed Avenue. Can they show points for it? Now they decide to get it out. Good defense coming in at the latter part of that maul. And they gift a penalty to the Josephians. Brilliant work by the Josephian forwards. Yes, they were on the back foot, but they had the good sense to look out for the ball carrier.
Yes, good sense indeed, Sudarshana. Also, lack of communication by Royal on that occasion between probably it was Hamza Bari and the scrum half, because the referee had said to use it or lose it. But unfortunately, that's the Royal hooker just didn't get that. So an opportunity for Josephs to get out of their half. It has given them an opportunity. As you have a look at that again, just broke off that rolling maul when he need to hang in there a bit longer. And that was some good turnover work by the Josephians.
Lovely kick by Chatur Senuratna brings play to the 45-meter mark, and Josephians still hold on to the ball. We've seen the Josephian line running and they've looked dangerous. And that time again, no problem with the line out. Senuratna with a thumping kick now. The man under it is the number 11 for Royal, Sabit Feroz, not managing to collect it cleanly. And he's met by immense pressure. And good counter-rucking for the Josephians. Coming in from the side though, so referee Ferdinando penalizing him.
Yes, the Josephians seem to be intent of playing a bit more of a territorial game. They're using Chatur Senuratna's boot very tactfully so far. And it's imperative that the Royal back three are aware of that. So far they've been trying to run from their own half. I think probably if they could look at putting the up and under rather than trying to run from their own half, it'll help them much more. As another counter-attacking opportunity through Vinul Pereira, as the Josephians spread it out wide.
That St. Joseph with a chance to counter attack, and they're doing good work of it. So far, Seneviratne with another thumping kick. Brilliant placement by Seneviratne. Royal is going to be in two minds when they come up in the line, because they will have to have that man. Themselves to blame.
Some very good work at the breakdown by Royal. Now it's just important that Royal some points on the board. That's a lovely kick by Husky, I believe, to find touch. So Royal just need now to just slow things down. It's been a bit too frantic. It's not the type of game Royal like to be involved in. That line out, it's an area which helps them to get some control in their play.
Absolutely, Abdullah. There is no need for Royal to rush things around, because they're used to. There we go, another line out coming their way, slowly but surely. Things coming in place. Number 7, Madhuvan taking the ball in front for Royal. Husky now gives an inside. Good running line by the center, Talib Hussain. Madhuvan's pass is not collected that time and finds its way to touch. Dilshan actually was the man who gave that offload.
Look at that pace from the line out. I think Royal quite a bit too early. They're trying to force the issue. I think better than slow it down, maybe do something and try and draw the Josephian defense in a bit more before they go out wide.
Again, the reason for try and do that is because if you look at the size, they don't have that much of advantage when it comes to the forwards. So they cannot actually use many men joining in from those set channels to crash forward. But I do agree with you, they need to keep it a little closer. Good pressure by the Royalists that time. Seneviratne makes easy work of Hamza Riza that time. But the ball is now in the 22 meters, which will give free lease for Nickel George, who does very well to get out of jail.
Well, it's interesting, Sudarshan, how many times Chatura Srinivasana made that kicks from his red zone.
Now the Josephians will remember they've scored the first try, and all of you who are joining with us on www.thepapare.com, welcome to Schools Rugby opening week, season opening week, and this is the second game we are bringing to you live from Royal Complex. And so far, Josephians have been the dominant force 27 minutes into this first half. That was the last line out. Good pressure put in by Royal, but not managing to collect it. So it'll be a scrum for the Josephians. we would have to expect a bigger performance from the skipper Aske, because he, unlike last year where he was just a stellar performer, this time around he has the responsibility of leading the team as well, and this is the time he needs to set up and talk to his boys and tell them, listen, plenty time mate, we have to turn this around.
Yes, that's right. I think also his decision making needs to be a bit more accurate. He's been trying to find space behind the defensive line, but unfortunately he hasn't been very accurate in executing that. So it's another great attacking opportunity for Josephs. They have something up their sleeves, as you can see, the three quarters coming in. Trying to use Vinul Fernando from the blind side, but Royal defense is up for that.
Vinul Fernando giving it out, referee paying advantage for a high tackle. So the penalty is coming their way for St. Joseph's. Chatara Senivaratna spilling that ball, but penalty advantage coming their way, so no problem. Referee Fernando not very happy with Senivaratna, needs to have a word. As the assistant referee Dinka Perez, who officiated yesterday's game, calling up the culprit. See who it was that time. Jonathan Dilshan was the man. Seneviratna with a very good boot, but didn't find that much a touch that time. Josephians now. 5 points to 0 is the story, but this game is far from over. We are just in 30 minutes into the first half. Joes have their full line on and looks like the ball's going to the back. Hamza Riza was very well tackled by the Josephian counterpart. But a terrible kick, and the update coming to you from the Sahira versus Science game is that Sahira College is currently leading 13 points to 8 against Science College. Half time there. So Sahirians making a comeback to the A division has straight away made a difference. Quick tap, and Jonathan Dilshani is off. Still on his feet, Dilshani needs support. Finally arrives in the forwards. Very bad pass from Shakir, who needs to settle down, hasn't been in his best. Reza gives it out to Aske. Aske drops it again, so unforced errors costing Royal College. One after the other. And there you go. Owen Aske, he wouldn't be very happy when they look at this footage back in training. Abdullah, you mentioned this, the number 9 for Royal, Shakir, he's getting in the middle of those forwards who are going into those rucks, which is affecting his distribution.
Yes, but also I think it's important that the forwards get there before him, because he has to get into position to ensure that he's able to distribute the ball out quickly.
Senivaratna with a thumping kick and Nikhil George on the counter. That time Josephians will be penalized. That player was not supporting his own body weight. Reza now. Brilliant hit and offload. They had plenty numbers, should have used hands, but making hash of it. Luckily for them, the penalty is coming their way. It's right under the post. Abdullah, if you were the captain, would you opt for the points or would you go for touch?
Well, if Ovin Aski can score 40 odd points last year with so many conversion and penalties, why not go for 3 points, Sudarshan?
Yes, but it does look like Aski is going to be the one who's taking the kick. They seem to have decided that scrum of Sakir is going to take the player's kick. So it's interesting. Aski, I thought, would have by default been the captain and going by his performance last year as well, would have been the obvious choice.
So there you go. Take a look at the first kick from Shakir. Barely gets through, so that will be 3 points for Royal. And they close in on the Josephians, just 2 points together. So 1 score away, Royal. Now the Josephians need to make sure that they settle down, regroup, and come back to haunt this Reed Avenue outfit. Royal, on the other hand, need to make sure that they get the small things right. That's what they've faulted so far. They haven't gotten the offloads. They haven't gotten the lineouts and the scrums correct so far. Senaviratna with the restart. Reza gives it back to Aski. Aski with the clearance. That's a fine touch. So chance for the Josephians to counter-attack. Senaviratna on his feet. Good tackle coming in from the Royalists there. Brilliant counter-arcing work. Now they have a chance. Done it to Dilshan. Going for the corner. Had support in Sabit Feroz. Finally managing to get the ball out. Shakir shows and goes. Dangerous looking tackle, and referees playing advantage. Royal still with possession. They need to calm down here. Feroz opting to go for the big prop forward Rochelle Fernando, and referee will come back for the penalty. Line offside for the Josephians. Now again, this is interesting, Sabir. Shakir managed to get the 3 points. Would you not opt for the 3 points since the line out has faulted as well?
Well, you should be taking the lead and going into the halftime comfortably, but we can see in the clock with 6 minutes left now, they're going for the trump card, which is their driving ball, but I'm not sure because after losing so many lineouts, perhaps this lineout throw could give some confidence to the thrower.
Reza that time the throw, and no problem with the line out, and Hamza Reza at the back of that driving maul. Can they go all the way, Royal? And knees on the ground, says the referee. Hamza Reza scores. That will be the first try of a driving maul for Royal College, and first try of the season for them. That would give the front eight so much of confidence, which they dearly needed in this game. And Royal, first time in front, 8 points to 3 in this game. Beg your pardon, that's 8 points to 5 with the conversion to come. Again, Shakir is the man to take the conversion. That's the kick going away from the right upright. So the score will remain as 8 points to 5, putting Royal in the lead for the first time this game. And now Royal have started believing, because 8 points to 5 is a much better score to go and listen to your coach Sanand Maris than 5 points to Nils Abdullah.
What do you exactly mean by that, Sudarshan? But just coming back to the game, I think Royal will now feel much more comfortable because Chatura Senaviratna making a hash of that. It was a bit lucky because it was a relatively aimless kick by Aske. But Royal fortunately will be able to now stay in this half. There's just about 3 minutes to go. And Sudarshan, it looks like Royal just needed some points to settle those nerves, and they seem to be executing much better. We were talking about Royal playing a bit more tighter. They have managed to do that over the last few minutes. They seemed a much more potent threat when that has happened.
Absolutely. Soon after that try, their body language is totally different. They lifted themselves up. Now Royal again looking. Josephians have been penalized for faking the throw. So Royal is with a free kick opportunity. Be interesting to see what their option would be. Reza is with the ball. Decides to take a quick tap and run. His opposite number, Gihan Pereira, doing very well to tackle him. Unforced error again. Samadhi Karnaratna that time. Royal, however, managed to keep the ball with them, opting to go on the short side. Big tackle coming in on Madhumewan. Rishmael Fernando now. Shakir to Aski, to Dilshan. Fends off the first, fends off the second, still on his feet. Tuleb Hassan, Aski to Dilshan now. Good defense by the Josephians. Isolated man there, Fazir Adin. Now the other second row, Samadhi Karnaratna takes the ball in for Royal. Royal getting in some faces. Good play by then. Hamza Reza. Long cut out pass to Nikhil George. But brilliant defense by KD Kavinda. Charging in on the man. Aski. Has Feroz on the other side but decided to go in himself. Coming through the middle is Reza. Opting to go on the short side. Fazir Adin has been bundled into touch that time. So good defensive effort from Josephians, but more than that, Royal is finally getting some faces together.
Exactly, and the reason they've been able to do that, Sudarshan, is they've been able to attack at much more closer quarters. I felt at the start of the game they were looking to go wide a bit too early, and that was playing into the Josephians' hands. But I think just that 3 points at the start with the penalty followed by the try seems to have got them a bit more tuned on for this game.
This referee is playing advantage to Josephian, so they will get a penalty which could possibly be the last move of the first half. Be interesting to see what Senaviratna opts to do. Seems like he's content with the play of first half and will put this ball into touch. Although our clock says 40 minutes, referee Fernando deciding that there is enough time for another play. As for the Josephians, it's absolutely important for them to go into the half time. And the 88th Battle of the Maroons on undertaking on Nalanda will happen on 4th and 5th of March, 9 a.m. onwards at the SSC grounds. As Joes try to muster something out of this. And the ball bundles into touch, so that will be half time. First half of a thrilling game here, St. Joseph's trailing Royal despite taking the first leads of the ground and scoring first 8 points to 5. Royal with a comeback.
Yes, I think Royal will probably consider themselves a bit lucky to go into half-time with that lead, because in that first 30 minutes, it was all St. Joseph's. And Royal also obviously not being accurate with the execution at line-out time helped that cause. But once they got that penalty, they seemed to have settled down. And that last 10 minutes, the Josephians were just wiped off the park, really.
Absolutely. The last 10 minutes, Royal did come into their own, looking like an organized outfit rather than trying to go out wide, like Abdullah mentioned plenty times. There you go, the half-time update, 8 points to 5. And today is an interesting day for rugby, as we have plenty games lined up. IRB Six Nations also happening today. England will take on Italy tomorrow, that is, and today we will have Scotland taking on Wales, and Ireland taking on France, which will be around 8 o'clock. And these are the first half highlights. Those were the ones to kick off the proceedings. This is the first try that came through the Josephian wing three-quarter, Shahan Akila, but it was actually Venul Fernando. Hamza Riza.
සතුට බෙදන නම ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම සැනසුම දෙන නම එය සිංහ නම මිහිර මවන නම පවස නිවන නම
මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිඟ අද විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
The Recap, your daily sports update. Wherever you are, tune into ThePapare.com at 6:30 p.m. on the dot and be updated on what happened around you.
Second ODI between Sri Lanka and Australia. Australia leading the series 1-0. The news is that Angelo Matthews has won the toss.
Hi, welcome to Hope Centric Yoga. I'm your host, Hope. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe to ThePapare.com. Special thanks to Body Bar for the location and I from Sri Lanka for the video production. Follow me on Instagram at featherpalm_fox.
As the Saints come marching into battle for the 83rd time, the stakes are higher than ever. Can the Peter Wrights retain the trophy, or will the Josephians win it after 9 long years? the 83rd Battle of the Saints. 3rd and 4th of March, 9 a.m. onwards. Catch the action live.
Hey guys, I'm Isru, this is Natasha. We are Revolution athletes and we are the founders of Fit.lk.
So basically, we're partnering with ThePapare to bring you a mini series called Workout Right with Fit.lk. We're gonna help educate you on how to get the most out of your workouts, and not only that, we're gonna motivate you through the fitness journey you're about to start. So stay tuned and get fit the right way.
The Recap, your daily sports update. Wherever you are, tune into ThePapare.com at 6:30 p.m. on the dot and be updated on what happened around you.
Welcome back to live action brought to you from Royal Complex. Royal College taking on the Josephians. Royal have managed to claw their way back into the game and take the lead 8 points to 5. It was the Josephians who scored the first try. Be interesting to see with the change of sides how things will pan out to be. I'm sure Coach Maris and Coach Nilufer had plenty to say to the both teams because they don't look like they will still settle down, Abdullah.
Yes, but I back Royal to put in a much better second half than they did in that first half. Because that last 10 minutes, they seem to have settled their nerves. They seem to get back to their roots, as it were, and execute and play a bit more to their strengths, which they were not doing earlier on. Having said that, it's just a 3-point game with absolutely everything to play for.
Johnny the Dilshan is the man with the ball. Will look to kickstart the proceedings. Interestingly, Owinaski, although he's wearing the number 10 jersey, we didn't see him taking the conversions. He's been a very able kicker and a very secure one at that. We saw in the last game of the season last year at the Bradby, it was him who managed to get that crucial 3 points to square the Bradby Shield. The doctor wanting to take a look at a Royal player there, and the two referees are also out.
It's a bit of confusion. Not sure whether it was a concussion-related injury that the referees were a bit concerned. But nonetheless, all seems to be well. As referee Fernando getting ready to take control of this second game. So far, he's had an excellent game with the whistle, former Air Force player, taking over the referee's duties. as ASCII gets ready to, or rather it's Royal getting.
The second half, disastrous work by the Josephians, falling on their sword that time, and Royal pounce on that mistake, and they will extend their lead 13 points to 5 with the conversion to come. Brilliant awareness and brilliant defensive effort by Shanuk Pereira and also Jonathan Dilshan, putting pressure on those men.
Yes, and I think before that it was the pressure on Chatura Seniviratne, where they were trying to charge him down, and that forced him to cut inside and throw a very loose pass. Just the start Royal wanted, and the Josephians will now have to regroup. It'll be a test of their mental strength as well. As the conversion is successful, so Royal, just the start they wanted, extending the lead to 15 points to 5. With the Josephians having everything to do.
We were quite apprehensive of Shaki taking on the kicking duties, but he's proved us wrong, and he's proved that he's a very able kicker, which is why ASCII has given away his boot to Shakir. Senaviratne now with the restart, he will have to put what happened earlier out of his mind. Fernando, the big prop forward, going into contact but loses the ball in the proceedings. Josephians managing to turn that ball over. Hands inside the ruck, so referee Fernando is playing advantage. A kick coming in from Makila. The referee will come back for the penalty. So Josephians will look to calm themselves down. It's important that they get this line out right and they go on to score, because they cannot let the Royalists run away. Royalists are playing in front of their home crowd in their home grounds. So it's not going to be an easy task if you let them run away in the second half. Sven Muller has been good so far with his throws. Referee Fernando not happy with the distance between the two channels and moving them slightly. Muller goes to the front pod, setting up his St. Joseph's. They need the ball at the back. Ball lost forward, but still managing to keep it in. So basic error done there. The ball dropped in that maul. There is absolutely no way you're going to pick it up and join the maul again, Abdullah. So giving away very valuable possession.
Yes, a very soft error by Muller. He's an experienced player as well. He should have known better. But now an opportunity for Royal to just clear their lines and get back into the Josephian half. They have just got a try at the very start. They don't want to give any points back to the Josephians. And it's crucial that Royal just try and clear their lines here and just get out of trouble, really.
Royal opting to keep it close so that the kicker will get enough leverage. Still with the forwards. Hamza Reza taking that hit. Pick and go by the Royal forward, but pressure coming in from the Josephians. Trying to go through the middle is Hussein Bari. Royal haven't been able to penetrate the defense here. Finally the ball goes to ASCII, who is not able to clear. Shahan Akila has been a standout player for Josephian so far this game. Big forward going in through the middle. Seneviratna now gives it out. Good straightening run by the Josephian ball carrier. Seneviratna has numbers. They need to go away. Fernando gives it out to Shahan Akila. Back to Fernando. They need support. Josephians building in faces. Now the forwards in the attack. Sven Muller bumps off one tackle and goes in strong. Seneviratna has numbers, not collected cleanly. Luckily, it bounces back. Sumesh Viranga, the ball carrier that time. It has been turned over by Royal. Very well done. Lovely work from the contact area. Now they need to get out of jail. Still not finding touch, but Vinul Fernando not collected cleanly. Has one man to beat. Tries to run on the outside. Bad offloading. Now it will be a penalty for the Royalist. That was offside. Vinul Fernando tried offloading it to Shahan Akila, which the ball bounced off him and went back to Vinul Fernando. So the Josephians already giving away valuable position there. Januddin Dilshan will be the man looking to take the Royalists in front. Has been handed the territorial kicking duties. And he does no mistake. Royal definitely have found some very good confidence. That's the replay. Look at Vinul Fernando now offloading. It bounces off, and Vinul on the ground decides to handle the ball. He should know better. So no problems again. Finally, Royal have managed to get the hang of the line out. Referee penalizing the Josephians. Not 10 meters. Royal yet again with a chance to get 3 more points. Aske, no hesitation there to call for 3 points. They want to extend the lead. Good decision making by the Royal skipper.
Yes, pretty obvious option as that. But just coming back to this Royal, I think you have got to give them a lot of credit as we have a look again. As you can see, there was one Josephian forward. He was neither behind the 10-meter line nor was he involved in the line out. So referee Fernando very, very correctly identifying that as we have a look at this kick.
Fourth kick for Shakir, and he doesn't make a mistake, keeps his 100% record intact, 4 out of 4. And extends the lead 18 points to 5. So Josephians have got to do a lot of work now. They're trailing by 13 points. 2 converted tries needed for them to come back into this game. Can they do what Royal did last season? Stage a comeback in the second half is yet to be seen as Chatur Seneviratna goes in for a high kick. Good collection by Fernando. Shakir taking the ball himself. Not much support by the forwards there. Now they regroup. Brilliant double up there. The longer Royal keeps the ball with the forwards, the more threatening they look to be. Shakir with the kick from the base. Kicks it out in the full. That's good decision making.
any advantage back, but
And he's sent out now. So, unfortunately, we'll have to make do with 14 players for the next 10 minutes. Dilshan. As for the boys, Dali Road boys, it's an uphill task now.
yes, it's important that Royal just get one more score during the next 10 minutes. That will just demoralize the play. So far, they've just executed one rolling maul. Here's another opportunity for them to do that.
Royal yet again opting to go for that trade. That maul. And they're still on the move. One point to 5. Royal. Saturaseni Viradna with a attacking run that was come off Shakir. The mid buys around distance. Wants the ball and he gets it quickly. Cut out pass, but that will be a forward pass. Not very good. not be sure that they settle their nerves, make sure to hit that mark. But I do feel for Sven Muller, more times than not, his second row jumpers haven't been able to collect the ball cleanly. Sven Muller is not sure what the call is, so he to recheck. I will go to the number 2 who doesn't collect it, but no harm done as they have possession. Josephians now. Vinod Fernando trying to run on the up. Spot down by the Royalist defenders. Seneviratne has his forwards to go for. Number 5, Salgado. Ball comes to Sven Muller, charging defense by the Royalists. The replacement scrum half who's in. It was a hard pass. He did very well to collect that Tehan Seneviratne. Referee now playing advantage. Stop the play. That will be a card. So the numbers are square now. It was the number 4 Samadhi Karnaratne getting the yellow card. So 14 against 14 men. And ironically, it's actually 15 against 14 men. 14 against 14, I'm sorry. 2 players from each team out in the sin bin. So brilliant chance for the Josephians to claw their way back into this game, because it's only 20 minutes in this second half.
St. Joseph's needs some form of a score here, Sudarshan. It's a great opportunity for them to attack as they win the line out. The ball goes down to 3/4 line. There is an overlap out wide if they can get it out fast. Skipper Vinod Fernando decides to go by himself.
Crashing through the middle is the number 5 Salgado. Vimukta Rahul. Gamanu Chetia, I'm sorry. Josephians now inching their way in. They're still keeping it tight with the forwards. And gets himself isolated there. But the arriving support makes sure that they have possession. Desperate defensive work by the Royalists. Now it comes out. Seneviratne sends it out, but has been intercepted. Can he go all the way coast to coast? Nobody's going to stop him. That will be a try. Brilliant stuff. Sabit Feroz. Number 11, Sabit Feroz. Beg your pardon, although the team card says Sabit Feroz, the Royalist up in the media box. Look at that. It wouldn't have been easier than that. So, Josephians yet again making a mistake in a very crucial area and paying with a try.
Yes, just again, you have to give a lot of credit to this Royal defensive unit. They have absorbed a lot of pressure. They have managed to maintain their discipline. And I think finally they managed to put enough pressure on the Joseph. Probably has just sealed it for Royal.
Another restart, and the Royalists now are clearly pumped. 28 points to 5. There's no reason why they shouldn't be. The assistant referee has his flag up, but referee Fernando hasn't spotted that still. Aske with a grubber. Vinod Fernando is back there to trail it. Shahan Akila taking forward for the Josephians. Referee awards a penalty to Josephs, who take a quick tap. Can they get at least one score here? They have numbers on the outside and plenty of an overlap. Chatura Seneviratna to Vinul Fernando. Desperate tackle coming in. Referee Fernando still hasn't seen the assistant referee, who's with the flag up on the other side of the field, while a Royal player is on the ground.
Yes, I think you have to give well defensive unit, as I just can't mention enough about that. That the effort in defense has been huge. They have been knocking the Josephians back. They haven't been giving them any front foot ball, because the Josephians, through guys like Vinul Fernando and Gamru Chetia, are very, very dangerous. But Royal just haven't given them any front foot ball, and they have been having to run with scraps while on the back foot, which is never an easy thing to do.
Absolutely, Abdullah. I do agree with you 100%, because when it came to the initial phase of the game, it was Josephians who were on the front foot all the time, but defensively Royal have absolutely turned up and they've made a big difference, which is why they are 28 points up on the board against the 5 points of St. Joseph's. Joes have finally been restored to 15 men, but one of their players are in trouble. It's been spoken to by referee Fernando. Seems like a long discussion and a yellow card. So just when they were restored to 15 men, Josephians have to manage 10 more minutes with 14 men. That's going to be a big blow to them. It was Nimesh Kavind, I believe, who was sin bin that time. Lock forward for Joes. Dilshan this time doesn't find touch off that penalty. And Vinul Fernando putting in a kick and chasing it committedly. Brilliant work by skipper Fernando. Royal lose it forward. Can Josephians pounce on it? Joes now with a brilliant chance. Sven Muller. On the outside, the number 13 for Joes, Gamanu Chetia, hasn't been himself this game. He was such a brilliant player last time around, but today's game he's been largely silent. He hasn't been able to make the difference that his coach or his school would have expected of him.
Yes, Sudarshan, I think you have to just go back to the point I mentioned previously about them not getting any quality possession, and whatever possession they've got, it's always been on the back foot. So it hasn't given them the room, and they haven't been able to run onto the ball, which is unfortunately Josephians haven't been able to get.
Royal opting for a 4-man line out this time, and penalized because they were holding on to that ball. They're not going to be not 10 meters, says the referee. Chatura Seneviratna now going through the middle. Royal need to release him now. His knees are on the ground. He's going back to his pocket, referee Fernando. I don't know who who will be the man who's going to get penalized, and also 2 players on the ground. And update from Air Force is that Sahira College have managed to register their first victory in the A Division after their return to the A Division, 19 points to 13 against Science College. That's going to boost them up. Mr. Sabir Kader is a very happy man here in this commentary box and has very high ambitions for his alma mater in this season. But coming back to the story here at Royal Complex, Royal College has taken this game by its scruff as they lead 28 points to 5. Around 25 minutes into this second half. Another yellow card, so that is going to be the 4th yellow card. And Royal now reduced to 14 men. So 4 yellow cards already in this game. Referee Fernando is not taking things lightly as St. Joseph's opt for a quick tap. They're just 2 meters away from the try line. The nippy scrum half trying to creep through the middle, but he's tackled well by the Royalist. Referee playing advantage. The defenders around the fringes, offside that time. Joes will receive another penalty on the 5-meter mark. They need to hurry. Chatara Senaviratna taking things to hand. But he's held up, so Joes will be given another opportunity of a scrum. But the cramps slowly but surely coming into play on both teams. So there are going to be plenty stoppage time at this latter part of the game. Here you go, this is the replay. Quick tap taken by Chatara Senaviratna rather. But very, very, very good work done there by the Royalist defender. Not letting him score that try, which was very crucial, Abdullah.
Yes, it's just the awareness. If you can just identify who that player was. He did extremely well to get his body underneath Chatura, not allowing him to ground the ball. Now all these minutes is just eating into the Josephians' effort. They need to score 4 times now to get back into this game. So they have an uphill task. But Royal just can't relent. If you just go back a few phases, Royal should have been plugged in the Josephian half, but that missed touch from a penalty has resulted in Josephians coming all the way back, just 5 meters out from the line. So it's just those little details that can make a big difference in the game.
Royal will now have to get one of their specialized front rows because a front row forward has been sent to the bin. Josephians now with a chance. Breaking on the short side. Can he go all the way? Yes, he does. So that will be the second try for St. Joseph's. Gihan Pereira, the try scorer for St. Joseph's that time. Abdullah, you did mention that they need to score 4 times, but we have just over 13 minutes left in this game and nothing is impossible because remember, both teams are down to 14 men and Josephians will be restored to 15 just before Royal does.
Yes, that's right. Less players means there's more room on the ground as we look at the Josephian conversion. Just hits the upright. So Josephians are now 10 points. Royal 28 with a comfortable 18 points lead, but they just can't take the foot off the pedal here. They need to continuously apply pressure on the Josephian team because Josephians, they do have some dangerous 3 quarters in their ranks, and if they're given a bit of space and some quality possession, this game can change around very fast.
Absolutely. And slowly but surely, the darkness setting in here at the Royal Complex. The side lights are out. Royal need to slow things down now. They have a man in the sin bin. They have a comfortable 18-point lead. They can't take their foot off the pedal, yes, but they can slow things down. Brilliant pass by Chathara Seneviratne. And lovely offload, but doesn't manage to keep the ball in action. So Royal with another chance to really put this game to bed. They opt to go on the short side of the field. Keeping it close now, Royal. Shakir gives it out, but that is a bad mistake. That was the number 19 for Royal College, Rishita Fernando. Loses control of the ball. So injuries slowly but surely creeping into the game. Remember, these players have been playing for the past 60 plus minutes. This is when the conditioning will tell. Good pressure put in by Royal, but Jose managed to keep the ball with them. Number 13 for Jose coming in. Gamanu Chetia giving that all-important pass. Chathara Seneviratne now gives it to his forwards. Referee penalizing for not supporting the body weight. The Royalist defender who arrived at the rock is deemed to have not supported his own body weight. And Seneviratne goes for touch. Joe still believe that they can salvage something out of this game. Just over 12 minutes to play on our clock. Yet again, that's absolutely not forgivable. The Joe's jumper letting the ball bounce in his hands. When your hooker hits the mark, you have to collect it, but chance of a counter attack now. Shahan Akila went crashing in. Seneviratne, a desperate offload. Now Sumesh Viranga comes in on the inside. Turned over by Royal. Can they go on to score another try? Royal have been very good around the fringes. They've kept the ball close, which is what has worked for them. Dilshan now. Putting in a kick. Didn't go as he planned. Very good challenge by the arriving Josephian player. So dying minutes of the game, Abdullah. Royal need to be commended for their defensive effort, like we've spoken time and time again. But when it comes to settling down, Royal have done very well to settle down after that early try that St. Joseph scored.
Yes, it was a very, very slow game. It was a very slow start by Royal. The first 30 minutes it was all St. Joseph's. But as the game progressed, they seemed to have settled down a bit. Their line-out started functioning much better, which wasn't the case at the start of the match. And little by little, they managed to impose their game, impose themselves on the Josephian team. And St. Joseph's, to be very honest, just haven't had an answer to this Royal defensive effort, which is really surprising because, I mean, they've got some wonderful runners out wide like Binul Fernando and Gamru Chetia, who are under 18 Sri Lankan caps. So you'd have expected a better performance, but yet I'd like to give a lot of credit to this Royal defensive effort.
And also it needs to be said that it's the Royal forwards who've deprived the Josephian backs of quality ball because they put real good pressure up front. As Gamru Chetia tries to make something out there. Very good territorial kick coming in from Chatura Seneviratne, which gets his team to the opposition 22. Now his forwards need to back him up with a good competitive line out, which will put Royal under pressure. Hamza Riza with an overthrow. Can Josephians pounce on it, but recycle well by the Royalist. Good tackle coming in, blocking him and not letting him get over that advantage line. Pressure on Dilshan, who doesn't find touch, but will find Shehan Akila, who didn't collect it cleanly the first time. Offloads to Viranga. Now the replacement scrum half, settling things down. Sven Muller, good tackle coming in on him. Will be penalized. Ruck form, says the referee. Seneviratne needs support. But is turned over. This is what we were talking about. Royal winning the contact areas. They've done absolutely well around it, which is why they are up 28 points in the scoreboard. Now Royal will look to slow things down, keep it with them. Owen Aske doesn't find touch again, but finds Gamanu Chetia instead, who passes it out to Vinod Fernando. Fernando gives it out to Akila. Akila needs support. Finally brought down. Tehan Seneviratne, who spent 10 minutes in the bin, is back in the park for the Joes. Muller now. Gains important yards for the Josephians. And the scrum half shows and creeps through that tiny hole. The Josephians are hurrying back. They still believe that they can make something of it. Chatura Seneviratne attempts a drop kick, which he manages to get through. So 7 points added. And this is the replay. Sven Muller did well to suck in almost 4 defenders there. And everybody was fanning out, and Hamza Riza had his eyes out to the Josephian line. The Royalists will take their own sweet time. They are not in a hurry. They are the ones leading this encounter, and on the scoreboard clock it's only 3 minutes to go. But it'll be a little bit more than that with the injury time coming into play, because referee's clock is going to be different. St. Thomas's have managed to finish their game 57 points to nil against Prince of Wales, the newcomers into A Division. So not a very good welcome to Prince of Wales. Tomians, another team to watch out for. as Aski manages to kick to bounce before it goes into touch. And Joes truly believe that they can stage a comeback. Yes, it's 11 points adrift, but they're not giving up on this game. No problems there at that line out. Seneviratne. Chaitya gives it out to Viranga. Viranga has Dilshan. Back to Vinul Fernando. To Chaitya. Viranga. This is the first time we've seen this back line properly and cleanly in motion. Sven Muller but goes crashing it through the middle. Manages to keep the ball with them. Seneviratne straightens it up. It's on his feet. Good work by Seneviratne. Joe's now playing with malice. Sven Muller again with another touch. They have numbers on the outside. Vinul Fernando, can he go all the way? Gets it to Shehan Akila. Joe's now rushing things. They've got two players on the field now. Sven Muller gets another ball. He's all by himself. Support needs to get there very quickly. Wrong decision making by the replacement scrummer for the Josephians who scored the try. Can they now score? Vinul Fernando, yes, he will touch down on the far side. Another quick try for Josephians in quick succession. Fernando, the skipper, was the one who scored that try. Referee having a word with the assistant. There you go, the tackle was slightly high. Oh, will this be the fifth yellow card coming in? The number 4. Yes, that will be the fifth yellow card. Another yellow card coming in. Royal now again reduced to 14 men. Josephians have clawed their way back into this game, 22 points. The conversion is not successful, so there will be a 6-point difference. But referee Fernando decides that that is it, 28-22. That is the game, and Royal College will breathe a big sigh of relief as they've managed to get over the first game. It was not a very comfortable win for them, but they will take the win.
Yes, always the first match of the season is always a very difficult one. Royal started off very slowly, but as the game progressed, they managed to assert their dominance, get their combinations going. The line-out started functioning much better, but despite a very late comeback by Josephians, Royal, I'm sure will be very happy to end this game with a win.
We have a difficult call to make, Abdullah. It's time for us to decide the player of the game, the ThePapare.com player of the game, and there were contenders. Royal forwards as a unit, I believe, were the men who changed the course of the game. But as for standout performers, Hamza Riza was good with plenty of carries, and also we had Faiz Adan and Malisha Maduranga, all forwards who paired up for Royal and put in a brilliant defensive effort. But my suggestion would be Hamza Riza, who did very well, because when the lineouts did not function, he actually took on the responsibility to be the lineout thrower, and that changed the game for Royal.
Yes, it definitely did change the game, and you could have given it to any one of those forwards for their effort. But yes, I think Hamza Reza deserves that because I thought he led the pack well, being one of the few experienced players in that Royal pack. So overall, I think Royal will be very happy to come off with this game with against a very strong Josephian team, and they can look forward to a better performance going ahead during the rest of the season as well.
Here you go, the full-time confirmation. Royal College 28 points to St. Joseph's 22. Half-time it was Royal who led 8 points to 5. Royal scoring 3 tries, 3 converted tries and 2 penalties and 1 drop goal from Ovinas. Royal replied with a penalty to get 3 points, and this is where the game changed for Royal College, managing their trademark driving maul into space, and Hamza Reza, look at that, dives in. That was the first try for Royal, which settled a lot of nerves. This is that big mistake by St. Joseph's. Pouncing in was Dilshan, who managed to tap the ball on to Sabit Feroz. Beg your pardon, that was Shanuka Pereira at that time. And Shakir again was on spot. He had a very good kicking game, Shakir. And Ovin Aski putting in that drop kick, the first drop kick of the season. So Aski is making his intentions clear. He's going to be a man to watch as a fly-half. And this was the interception, coast to coast, tough. Sabit Feroz pouncing on that loose ball, end to end, and scoring right under the post. With a little bit of a swan dive at the end. This is the try, I believe, which really put the game to bed. And Shakir had no problem in scoring. Josephians did stage a late comeback through a couple of tries. That was through their number 8, Gehan Pereira. And then Sven Muller going crashing in with the number 19, the reserves, number 22 rather, Channa Ashoka. Managing to get them another. They actually managed to score 3 tries in the second half, Josh. Here you go, the last try. Skipper Fernando, too little, too late for Josh. And what's interesting is that we ended up having 5 yellow cards in this game, Abdullah. This is going to be very crucial as the season pans out, because discipline is going to be absolutely utmost. Because the moment you receive a yellow card, you penalize your own team, having to play with 14 men and giving a numerical advantage to your opponent.
Yes, and I think it's out of those 5 cards, I believe at least 3 of them came for high tackles. The IRB has introduced new, very strict laws governing the high tackle, and we're going to see more and more of this. So it's important that the coaches also emphasize on the tackling technique of players to ensure that they're constantly on the right side of the law.
Absolutely, because back in the day, the seat belt tackle which comes around your shoulder, was legal, but now it will be penalized by the referees, minimum being a penalty and a maximum being a yellow card. So that's the story from Royal Complex. Royal managing to get the first hurdle out. They are victorious, 28 points to 22. And until we meet again, I'm Sudarshan Spirit signing off with the rest of our production crew from Royal Complex, sharing the passion.
සතුට බෙදන නම ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම සැනසුම දෙන නම එය සිංහ නම මිහිර මවන නම පවස නිවන නම සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම එය සිංහ නම
මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිඟ අත විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය